Welcome back to Banfield. Very few people know what it's like to grow up in a family where their father is considered a prophet, God's man on the ground. But one person who knows exactly what that's like is my next guest. He's the son of Warren Jeffs, controversial former leader of the Fundamentalist Church of Latter-day Saints, or FLDS. As leader, Warren Jeffs had dozens and dozens of wives, some of them as young as 12. His story is laid out in a new docuseries called Preaching Evil, A Wife on the Run with Warren Jeffs, and it's streaming now on Peacock. It includes interviews with my next guest, Warren's son, Wendell Jeffson. Wendell, thank you so much for being on tonight. Boy, have I ever wanted to talk to you for a long time, because I have covered your father's case, his conviction, his sentencing, and everything that led up to it. But I've rarely been able to find out anything from the other side. What can you tell me tonight about life on the inside in Warren Jeff's family?
Well, thank you for having me. First, I would just say, you can't really see the other side with your blindfold on. We didn't know we were blindfolded, I guess. We grew up so secluded from the outside world that we didn't know any different. I can't say I lived a miserable life because I didn't know what the outside world was like. I grew up on a compound in Texas where there was nothing but the wildlife around us. We had no internet, no movies, music. We literally worked in the garden. Our whole focus was around Warren Jeffs and the religion that he was trying to build, and the cult that he was creating.
But it seemed so weird to all of us to hear. And I'm only assuming that it didn't seem weird at all to you, because how would you know that there he was with dozens of wives, and some of them were just children, which would mean that, your stepmoms were 12 years old. I mean, did you ever functionally process that? Did it ever come up in your mind that something's weird here, something doesn't seem right?
Absolutely. And I remember I was 4 years old. I was actually 5 years old when he was arrested and when Warren Jeffs went to jail. So he didn't marry any more young wives when I was really old enough to comprehend how young they actually were coming into the family. And so I saw them at a very young age, and I saw his age difference, and I had questions about that. But whether it was right or wrong, at that age of 4 or 5 years old, I didn't really know any better. Now it's another story once I got older and I understood how young these girls were. Then I really began to question what his intentions were and if everything that he had taught us was as right as he had said it was.
And what about your mom? Did she ever seem out of sorts, or how does she feel now about knowing that he was a pedophile, a rapist, a child rapist?
Yeah, so I have to give it to my mom. She's one of the strongest people that I know. She was obviously assigned into an arranged marriage, as all marriages in the FLDS were. They're all arranged marriages. She didn't really have a choice in where she went or who she was assigned to. And so going into that family, she saw that there was a lot of wrong going on inside the family. And I think from a very early stage, she was trying to strategically leave without losing her children. And I think us as her kids, we were the main thing keeping her there without her just saying, I'm out, I'm leaving, because she wanted to take us with her. But she didn't agree with it at all.
So I remember covering the day that and now you tell me, I think you were probably 7 years old. I remember covering the story when the Texas ranch was raided by the feds, and I think 500 children were led out and put onto buses, and we were never able to talk to anybody about it, certainly not the children. And here you are. Do you remember that day? Do you remember what it was like?
Absolutely. It's something that I definitely can never forget. And I do want to preface that with saying that we were brainwashed in the FLDS as an entire family, as an entire religion or cult. We were brainwashed, and we believed that everybody outside of our community was there to kill us. They wanted to hurt us, and they had only bad intentions. So when we had these Texas Rangers come in, obviously responding to the calls that they had been receiving of sexual abuse, but we didn't know that. They come in as a 7-year-old kid. I see people with guns, and it just kind of confirmed everything that we had been taught growing up, that they were there to hurt us or to kill us.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, how terrifying it would be, and it wouldn't have helped that the women were still so complicit, for so long, even through the trial. I'm just going to reiterate that the special, the new docuseries is called Preaching Evil, A Wife on the Run with Warren Jeffs. It sounds incredible. I can't wait to watch it. And I'm really thankful that you're able to sort of tell everybody what it was like, even at such a young age. And I'm happy that you're, on the road to a great recovery as well. Wendell, thanks so much for being on tonight. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.